Our church is doing a Bible reading plan, and we are in Jeremiah, and I'm talking about Jeremiah 22 today, and it just continues to amaze me, the patience of God. This writing is about 1,000 years after the golden calf incident, where Israel just left Egypt in slavery, and they think Moses is dead up on a mountain, and so they built a golden calf and began worshiping it, or worshiping idols in other words. And in these 1,000 years since then to our reading today, Jeremiah 22, they continue to worship idols. They were not faithful to God, with only like a couple windows where they were truly faithful to Him and not worship idols. And those windows were like 20 years or maybe 40 years long. And so for the most part, they were idol worshipers. And Israel split in two. One of the splits kept the name Israel, and then the other split was named Judah. And where we're at here in Jeremiah 22, the kingdom of Israel was already done. They had already been conquered because they were a little more evil than the kingdom of Judah. And Judah's on its last leg right now because they're being attacked by the Babylonians. And actually in Jeremiah 21, the king of Judah comes to Jeremiah and asks him, hey, we can't defeat the Babylonians. Can you ask God to help us? And God communicates to Jeremiah like, no, I'm done with you guys. In fact, I'm going to fight with the Babylonians against the kingdom of Judah, and your swords will be useless. Yet God shows mercy and patience by giving them hope. Look at what it says here in Jeremiah 22. Starting at verse 3 here, it says, this is what the Lord says, be fair-minded and just, do what is right, help those who have been robbed, rescue them from their oppressors, quit your evil deeds. Do not mistreat foreigners, orphans, and widows, stop murdering the innocent. If you obey me, there will always be a descendant of David sitting on the throne here in Jerusalem. The king will ride through the palace gates in chariots and on horses with his parade of attendants and subjects. God still gives hope. If only Judah would turn to Him and stop doing evil things, God says, okay, you're going to have a descendant on the throne here in Jerusalem. He doesn't say that Babylon won't stop conquering them. That's part of the consequence for sinning against them for a while. But what He's giving an indication of is like, okay, the person directly over you will be a descendant of King David sitting on the throne. So someone who is ruling over you, who's in charge of the area, will be a Jew from the throne of David. Now, that guy is still going to be under the Babylonian authority there, but it's a local ruling. And again, it just shows me God's patience. For 1,000 years, Israel and Judah were sinning against Him by worshiping idols, and yet God gives them mercy, gives them hope, and shows patience. And that shows us that He can have a long, long patience with us. And so if you are dealing with sin and you continue to sin, don't stop going to God, because He has patience and mercy for you, and He can help you out of that sin.